Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. It's Monday, June 27th. I almost said July. Nope. June 27th. Last Monday of the month. Next Monday is Treason Day here in the States. I don't think he enjoys my sense of humor on that.
It's not treason if you win.
He's also probably not wrong
No,
on that.
if we lost, everybody would have been treasonous. We won, so we became a new country. We kind of set the precedent with that, too.
Well, anyways.
The
short version of this is maybe delayed a day on next week's video. May not. My brother, sister-in-law, nieces are coming up for the weekend. Brother, sister-in-law are going home on Monday. Nieces are spending the week at Camp Grandma and Grandpa's.
And we are the swimming retreat.
Yes. So, when my brother and nieces were up Memorial Day, they didn't leave until after lunchtime. We all had lunch together on Memorial Day. I'm assuming my brother and sister-in-law are probably going to do that on July 4th. So, and it's going to be warm, so the girls may want to come over and swim. We're going to play it by ear next week. Okay?
Yeah, that's kind of life is with us.
Kind of how life is right now. Such is life. It has been warm here in Ohio this summer.
And dry.
We have not gotten significant rain. I was going to ask Daddy this morning how much rain we had got. He actually got yesterday. You need to get us a rain gauge. Yes.
Anybody ever hears that song about marrying the farmer's daughter? Trust me, I can write a book. How a city slicker married the farmer's daughter is beyond me.
Last Monday at Stitching, one of the gals was knitting something, and it was with a linen yarn. And she's like, it's very rough. And we all touched it, and we're like, yeah, it is really rough. And one of the ladies said, it feels like baling twine. I'm like, that does not feel like baling twine. Because let me tell you, you run baling twine across your hand, and oh my God, it hurts. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know.
I thought it stabbed you.
It's done. Baling twine and I are not friends.
Last time I dealt with that stuff, like some phrase came out and it stabbed me. I had to like grab tweezers to splinter from it.
It stabs you. It gives you lovely rope burn. It trips you. It is the bane of every.
It's the cheap shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch my language. Yay. And for those that didn't know, this past Friday was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And my dark self, literally all I really got was some video game stuff and a cooler.
Water cooler.
It's half gallon and it makes it easier bringing iced tea to work so I don't have to drink as much pop.
Which would be a good thing. There is something else that I'm getting you for your birthday. I just have not been able to get it yet. So.
Oh, I thought it was on order.
No, I just have not been able to get it yet. So it's coming. I'm thinking I'll be able to get it Friday.
Yesterday was evil.
Yesterday was a day.
Okay. What things do I actually remember that was bad? The toilet decided that today is a good day to die because the seal on the toilet decided to hate itself and rip apart. Luckily, there was one left, and luckily I went to a small town hardware store. Go there. If you ever have any questions about something you need to buy, go to the small hometown hardware store. The people will not only be willing to help you, but they will know what the flip they're talking about. Unlike Home Depot or Depot. Home Depot or Lowe's, where if you can find somebody who actually knows what plumbing is, you're in luck.
I know. My dad does not like that the small town hardware store only stocks a couple of items, a couple of each item, but it's a small town hardware store. What do you expect?
Oh, fun news. They carry our stuff, all of our electrical stuff for
our
yard
lawn,
equipment.
our yard.
So now we can actually buy all that stuff locally. If they had this stuff before we bought this house, I would not have ordered it on Amazon, even though it would have been cheaper on
I
Amazon.
thought True Value up by the No, it's Ace that carries it, and we don't have an Ace nearby. The nearest Ace is like
Ego has finally started to spread out,
which I'm glad because, I mean,
they're proving the fact that yes, we're expensive, but guess what? We're worth it.
Well, at this point, gas is expensive, so.
Well, there's also the fact that it's literally Ego's one of the first ones, and since they came out, others have started to as well, that it's actually reliable.
It is now.
Battery power.
I mean, it is developed reliability. So.
And they also figured out that, hey, people want a battery that fit everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not one battery for this, one battery for that. That's annoying.
Yes. So, and thank you all for bearing with us last week. As we did not have a video, it was just like, there was a lot. I mean, we got home Monday night and we were like, well, we do have time. We could, but no, we just don't want to. We're too tired.
No, I said we have the time to. I don't have the will to.
I mean, it was just... Joe went to Toledo again on Monday.
And this time, because it was on a Monday, and unlike my coworker, I'm not sacrificing an hour. I'm not sacrificing 2 hours on my Sunday. That's literally what he does. He goes up there on Sunday, packs up the van, and drives back home so he can leave out from his office on Monday morning. My smart self decided to get to work 6:15. It's 45 minutes from here. I was tired.
The meowers down there.
Luckily, I was able to drive straight home and then bring the van back Tuesday, so that was nice.
Yes. So, yeah, it was a bit of a week. Why don't we shout out our commenters?
Okay. If I say twice, that means it was on both videos. Victoria, twice. Angie. I forget what thing I put for Angie. Teresa, twice. Pauline, Andrea, Very Fair. Did she ever tell us how to pronounce it?
I believe you're the one who looked this all up, so I didn't have to have it pulled.
No, it was months ago when we asked her that.
No, it was the last video we had.
No,
I know.
And Bridget.
It was the last video we did because she said it is pronounced like fairy.
Okay.
She said, I actually got it from a friend that spoke Celtic and said FAI''RE means
There's another apostrophe
dawn.
there.
Yeah. And he said it like fairy. Just the funky apostrophes don't show up on email. So, very cool. I love people with unique names and where they got them from. So, or, unique social media stuff. They got it from. It fascinates me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shall we move on to whips? Yeah. Since we're already almost at 10 minutes.
Also, go get a coffee.
Get drink. Get snare.
Get comfy.
Go potty.
This could
be long. This could be a long one.
Let's go! Woohoo!
Whip.
Hi. I'm getting into trouble. I'm having fun doing it. Okay, I got Hyrule, the Light World map from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. It is on 18 count Cleveland Crud by hand dyed by the Slovak Farm. And I got, I did this is weird doing it via this thing, down to here, all the dark green.
All the dark green.
Yeah, I didn't do that much because this week, as I said, I got video game stuff for my birthday. And
Yeah,
I got
video game
distracted.
stuff first, but yeah. And squirrel.
Oh, my bug is still around. My bug was actually helping me build things in my game. It's my creative bug. It just decided to pick up the controller with me and have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
Yes, I like to play creative games. That's why I originally asked to learn how to do cross stitch, because I knew I like to be creative.
Moving along.
Then we have Nora Corbett's Evanora. And Sheena Has a Chin. I actually remember it was just below the lip right here. So I got that section right in there done. I really do need to get more work. You'll find out why in a minute. And this is on Help. I didn't write this down.
That is on 16 count Heirloom.
Thank you. Yeah, I called in her party favor.
Okay. My party trick. He does not love my party trick.
Oh, I think it is awesome. I love your party trick. What are you smoking over there?
And down goes that. Good thing I don't need it. Okay. Let us start with Cardinal Points. I did not get it finished. I put this on I don't know how many prompts. I can tell you that it is on, so from One Hit Wonder Week, it was on Something You Consider Sweet, something that you consider sweet because of the grape, something you don't take seriously. I used it for the Whip of Choice. I used it for some monthlies. I stitched on it the week prior. You guys saw some of that. I didn't get it finished.
Don't take it so seriously then. Sorry, I had to.
I did end up with 1,826 stitches on it. Yeah. So, I'm getting close. When it comes out next month for its monthly visit with me, might get finished. Kind of a goal. So, and I showed you the cover photo. I'm stitching it on 18 count Cleveland crud, I think. I don't know. It doesn't look like that anymore because they changed my formulas on me. But it's 18 count.
Cleveland Crud V1.
Yes. So then, I don't know what I stitched on this for, but I stitched on it probably a monthly. I suppose I could go in and find the monthly. Tell you what I stitched on it for, but ha. No, that's not it. I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and look for it. I just know that I stitched on O Feathers by Rosewood Manor. I am using the Called For Sulky pack on white. I think this is 32. Yep, it's 32. For sure it's 32. I did 303 stitches on it. Another kill. The colors just pop. That's why I'm doing it on white. The colors just explode off of the white fabric.
You know it's got to be a good pattern when Laura doesn't dye it.
I have a couple that I actually am doing on just plain white.
And how many of them are all full coverages?
Oh, I wasn't counting the full coverage.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I pulled out this for, I pulled out Raven Queen. I don't know where her cover photo is. Her cover photo is somewhere over yonder in the pile that's in the basket behind the computer.
Do you want me to get it?
Nope, it's okay. I pulled out Raven Queen to stitch on her because it was time for her monthly visit. That's not wrong. I did something on the monthly with her. Obviously, I need to start writing this down again if I'm going to tell you. I did 300 stitches even on her. All of that in her crown and her necklace. And there were a few ninja stitches in the face and the collar and the hair. I felt a little bit unsure of the crown.
It's awesome.
I do like it because I replaced everything that's metallic was supposed to be beads, and since the original dress was blue, they all were blue. I'm not doing her in blue. I had to get a little creative. I do like the crown. I like it. I was a little iffy on it at first.
She asked me about it, and I'm like, what's wrong with it? It's awesome looking. I actually didn't know she changed the colors on it. Or she was having any problems.
Yes.
I was like, that's awesome.
So then, this past week's daily 30 prompts were giraffes. It was giraffe week. So I had to stitch on a whip. Did I leave it over? Yeah, over there. I think. Hold, please. Okay. I forgot to grab something. So, a stitch on a whip that is unique from all of your other whips. I don't stitch Halloween or spooky stuff.
You don't do spooky, period.
Unless it's like ghost hunting shows. Like, seriously, he's right.
But no, for decoration or craft or anything. Like, all of my ideas I originally had for being an adult with Halloween, no, I'm not allowed. Then again, in modern day context, it's not allowed anyway, because giving children heart aneurysms and giving adults heart attacks would be frowned upon.
Yeah. Yes. So, I did 300 and... I did 217 stitches on the Supernatural Sal. I almost have... I need to finish up. There's like one more of these and some designy stuff that'll get me to the corner so that when the first Supernatural gets released on Friday, I will be able to... Supernatural as in vampires, werewolves, and such, not the TV show.
No, actually, literally, it's almost the exact same font. It's just lowercase letters instead of all caps.
Yes, well.
I was actually checking the font of the word Supernatural.
The first Supernatural critter gets released on Friday, so I do need to get some more stitches in on this. So.
And I will say this, Supernatural actually dealt with all that stuff too.
Not the TV show.
No, but I'm saying it did deal with that stuff. That's what I'm saying.
And I don't have a cover photo. She's got a cover photo, like a cover of it, like a picture of it on the website. I don't have that. I haven't downloaded it. Y'all will live.
No, that just means you have to finish it.
True. And then I had to stitch on a whip that had something in real life that would be at least 6 foot or taller. Them houses and trees would be 6 foot taller than 6 foot in real life.
So would the horses.
He's not wrong. So would the light posts.
Most everything, maybe even the people, depending on the heelage of their shoes.
Depending on the people. Yes. So.
Or their hats.
That is an old Dimensions kit. So I'm just using the white 18 count kit Ada, and I did 406 stitches on it, which means I did a second prompt on this.
Hey, honey.
Oh, yes. Stitch on a whip with tree or leaves.
I will say this. With what you've done so far, that would actually be okay by itself.
It would, but I can't. I want to get the rest of it.
I know, but I'm just saying, I just noticed that, so I'm bringing it up. That actually looks cool as is. You're going to make it cooler, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
Welcome to how my brain works. Random as all get out.
Uh-huh. I'm going to finish this tree. There's some stuff in front of this house, and then I'm backstitching the house and what's in front of it. Because Dimensions like their backstitch. Dimensions kits like their backstitch. I don't really want to save it all for last. I may end up having to because of how it's just how it is and how it looks, but you know. Okay. I realized like Thursday I had finished the monthlies for June. So when I pulled out the Tale as Old as Time sale from the Tale as Old as Time sale by Story Stitches, I think is her name. I don't know. Last fall, everybody was like, Laura, you have to do this sale. It's going to be full coverage, but they're small blocks, and you're going to love it. It's going to be great. It's Beauty and the Beast. It's Beauty and the Beast. I love the pattern. I don't love stitching it. I'm not going to lie. So, I had finished my monthlies. So when I pulled this out yesterday to work on it, I'm like, do I have something that it can apply to? And I did, because the prompts we got on Friday were about cowboys, American cowboys. Guess who wrote them? Yours truly.
You want to know something really funny?
What?
Would you like to know a place where that type of cowboy is still alive and well and strong, going strong? Mexico.
There are still cowboys in the American West. It's not like when they initially went out there.
They're cowboys, not outlaws.
Cowboys were not outlaws.
No, but a lot of people get them confused.
Exactly, and cowboys were not outlaws. Cowboys actually migrated west, were men who migrated west, and about half of the American cowboys initially were freed slaves, because it was after the Civil War that they all migrated west and started working on these large cattle ranches, bringing cattle from the newly reintegrated Texas north to feed the northerners in New York City and Boston and on the East Coast. So they had to move large quantities of cattle. And that's what these men did. So. Squirrel. But the American cowboy really became a hallmark of the Wild West, and when you think of the Wild West, you probably think of the American cowboy or the bandits. Let's think of cowboys, because cowboys were not bandits and outlaws. So I had to stitch.
They were the ones shooting the bandits who tried to steal their cows.
Yes, so I had to stitch on, yes. So I had to stitch on something that was my hallmark. Everybody, when they see something Beauty and the Beast, they're like, Laura! And I'm like, okay, great. I don't always stitch all of them, but. So I used Tale as Old as Time to work on it. I'm working on this block. This is I believe it is 16 count Ada. It's a Silk Weavers. I don't know the name of it because I lost the tag. The block with her reading the book to the sheep in the town square. I did 309 stitches on this. I was aggravated with this yesterday. I think some of it was because I was in this fiddly part here where there's a lot of colors with her dress and her face and her hair and the book, and it's just not conducive with like a color block. So I think that's why I was aggravated. Oh, and I have to find white so I can do her apron, because apparently I don't have white in the bag.
I think it's on the table next to it.
It might be.
We have white everywhere. White is almost as bad as black.
We do, and it's true. I saw, actually, and not related to white, but I do keep white. I actually do keep a baggie of black next to me on my stitching table. I should do that with white, just because you use it in a lot of patterns, and sometimes I don't always throw a skein in with it because I'm like, I have it somewhere, I'll find it, right? I actually did see a good idea, though, from my friend Nadine. She has like a floss ring of the colors, excuse me, that Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, and Joan Elliott. I think she does Joan Elliott's. I know she does Mira's and Bella Filipinas, but she keeps actually a separate ring of the skin tone colors. She doesn't put the skin tone colors in with the project because she does so many pretty ladies. I like that idea. I'm going to steal that idea. Because I do have quite a few pretty ladies, and I get very frustrated going, where's my skin tones?
By the way, can I be honest?
What?
I think I know why the Beauty and the Beast stuff always aggravates you so much. Beauty and the Beast, it has to be very detailed. Very, very detailed with X's, which means they usually do quarter stitches and half stitches and weird stitches and stitches and that.
I'm not going to lie. The fact that the designer was like, the designer's recommended fabric was Aida, and there's quarter stitches in the blocks. Had I known there were quarter stitches in the blocks, I would have done it on an even weave. But I'm like, okay, she recommends Aida. That means it's going to be great for Aida stitching. It's not really great for Aida stitching. But that's really part of my aggravation. Doing quarter stitches on Aida is a pain. It is a soft Aida, so it's not so bad, but...
Tell me about it.
You tried even weave.
Yeah, I know. Doing quarter stitches on Aida is annoying, but nowhere near as annoying as me trying to use even weave.
Okay. Now we come to this. So, oh, sorry, that was loud. My apologies. So during One Hit Wonders week, one of the prompts was to stitch on something you haven't stitched on in at least 30 days. If you'll recall from that video, someone said stitch on Claire. That's why he took out Evanora. So I did. I put 300 stitches in on it. 365 stitches. No. 329 stitches in on it. And got everything but the beading done on it. So, she got busted out for beading on Monday. And she is finished. Did I use her for Giraffe Week? No. I don't remember exactly what I used her on. Anyways. I did 664 stitches on her and got through, I think, I got through all of the X's and most of the back stitch. 405 stitches of this is, and then 405 stitches to finish the back stitch and the beading. I know that there's at least 300 beads on this, because at least 200 and something of it was beading, and I had half of it, and half of another 200 stitch prompt was beading. But she is done. And I was on a roll last week, let me tell y'all. So the prompt to do a sal I was using to finish up my peppermint purple sal, and guess what? I finished it this past week.
I'm being good because she doesn't want to lose her hearing.
Yeah, no, thank you. So 3 Ooh, don't pull out. 300 and some odd stitches. Finished off these 5 blocks here. There was more than 300 stitches in these 2 blocks. But I don't know where I wrote it down at. So peppermint purple is done. And then I had stitched on my Merry Christmas ornament that I started this month for Letters of the Month for alternatives for a prompt and I don't know, something else. And then I had so little of it left that Saturday I said, I don't care that I can't use it on the prompt for Daily 30. I just finished it. So 366 stitches finished this. I got 3 finishes this week, y'all. Who am I? Like, seriously.
You had to get there sometime.
I mean, even with probably close to 40 whips, I can't finish stuff. It's doable. Just takes a little bit longer. That's okay.
Not a little bit.
I don't mind.
You still got Claire down. I got to double down on Evanora. I do want to get this thing done.
And in my Facebook memories today was the, where I screwed up getting her outline together. So I finished her within a year of starting her.
Yeah, I remember helping you with that. That was fun.
I realized I finished her within a year of starting, which that kind of impresses me because usually much bigger than an ornament, it's not getting done in a year. Just because I have a lot of projects. I enjoy all of my stitching. So that's been my stitching this last 2 weeks.
Okay, next section.
Yes, that would be plans and announcements.
Okay, monkey presses button. I said the monkey wants his banana.
You didn't tell me to get bananas at the store today.
It was the first random thing I could think of.
I got you watermelon. We got watermelon yesterday.
That works.
Watermelon was on sale at the grocery store yesterday, so I bought 2.
No, she told me how much it was, and I told her what's the limit too. I'm like, why aren't you buying 2 then?
It was like $4 for a watermelon. Can't argue with that price.
They're not big.
They're not the huge watermelons, but they're not the itty bitty ones. So
and they taste delicious.
They're really good. So.
Plans. This gave me an idea for a video.
Actually, it did. I had an idea for a video. And
Can I finish mine first? Yes. I have never done beading before. Ever. And I was like, well, if you're going to show me how to do beading, it's probably best for me to do it on the table so that I don't lose the beads.
And it is easier to do beading on a table.
I can't do it on my little stand. That is not a good idea.
On a surface, it's easier.
So I was like, you know what? It's just like we're filming Flosstube. I'm like, actually, why don't we just film a video of you showing me how to do beading? So
that'll happen when we're working on when he gets that far. But that feeds into this other idea that somebody had given me. My friend Angie has gotten really into diamond painting lately. And she was talking about, a couple weeks ago, she was talking about, they make video, there's YouTube videos about people with their diamond painting and lots of videos where you're, kind of interactive watching them paint them, do the diamond painting. But there's also several videos of things that people wish they knew before they started diamond painting. I said, somebody needs to do that about cross stitch. And they all looked at me and I said, okay, so tell me some things you wish you knew before you started stitching. So, tell me some things you wish you knew before you started stitching. We're going to work on a series of videos. I don't know how often they will come out. I don't know how much is going to be in each one, but I will take some suggestions from what I've got, some things that I know.
Here's a funny one for you.
Hmm.
They're different needles.
Not all needles are created the same. You know, that was one of the things that we talked about. Not all needles are created the same. Not only size-wise, but...
God, I wish I had known that when I made my name badge. Anybody who knows me knows the story of me using pliers. Because I did metallic thread on perforated paper. It wasn't until about 2 years after I did it that I learned there are different size needles. And then I went and thought about the needle I had used. I had used one of the larger needles.
When I first started stitching, you know, I got cheapy needles, or, you know, I was getting kits because that was easier for my mom to get me a kit because it had everything I needed in it. I didn't realize that not all needles are the same until somebody handed me a Pat Carson's needle, and I went, oh my God, the more expensive needles really are worth it. And of course, Pat Carson needles have been discontinued, and they will remain discontinued because the wire manufacturer has discontinued the wire that's used to make the Pat Carson's needles. But I will tell you, I switched to Bowens, and they work just as beautifully as the Pat Carson's.
She also has 1,000 of them.
I have 2,000 of them because I bought a bulk 1,000 pack of. Probably don't have 2,000 because I've sold needles. Because I bought wholesale bulk of 26s and 28s. So obviously I sell them on the shop in packs of 10. It's like $2.50 a pack of 10.
These are things that until somebody asks you, you don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You think about showing somebody how to do a half stitch, how to do a cross stitch, how to do a quarter stitch, how to do a back stitch. You don't think about going, oh, make sure when you're doing a higher count, you use a smaller needle.
Well, and like the thing with like backstitching is there is definitely a way that you do it so it doesn't look bumpy or split the threads or, you know. But there are things you don't think about until you've been stitching for a while and you do it one way. I mean, me personally, I thought all backstitch just kind of looked a little disjointed because that was the nature of it. But then I realized, no, there's a certain way you can put the needle in there to make it look smoother.
Oh, I don't. Okay, that's nothing you need to show me with Evanora then.
I will. It's not like it's really just being conscious about making sure that you are not splitting the thread and you're either going on top of the thread or on bottom of the thread, because I just punched myself in the nose. Because sometimes when you're going down into the, into the fabric.
Okay, but we're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we are. We'll get there.
But we'll have some videos about that. Any ideas you can think of, and it might finally be doing this might actually be an excuse for me to do something I've wanted to do for a while now.
What's that?
Spend money. Get a separate camera that looks down on the stitching, so you can switch between the two cameras with the computer.
Okay.
The fact that I know how to do this just off the top of my head is kind of scary, isn't it?
He's not wrong.
I actually figured out how to do it by accident because there's two cameras on the laptop.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, my Stitchy plans for the week are Cowboy Week, American Cowboy Week, and Daily 30. So, stitch on your biggest prompt with the least number of floss colors, because back when cowboys were at the height of their work, herding cattle to processing, they would be about 8 to a dozen cowboys moving 3,000 head of cattle. So, biggest project, smallest amount of floss, Obviously for me that's one nation because it's only got 3 colors. It is my biggest project, and it's only got 3 colors. You know, I do have a couple of projects that are only 1 color, but
You can take that any way you want to do with it.
yeah.
I mean, technically, my biggest I have a big project that'd be great for it. Squirrels.
Yeah.
Technically 1 color.
Look, we're probably not going to split hairs on it, so
Yeah.
One Nation is what I'm counting because it is far bigger. It would be both of my single color floss projects put together. So
Also, there's also the fact that it's basically what's your biggest one that's not a Haid?
yes,
There's an easy way of thinking about it right here.
right. Prompt 2 is stitch on your most versatile whip because I talked about cowboy clothes. Denim was designed for the American cowboy. It was designed not to be washed on a regular basis. Or, after every single use, and how several pieces of their wardrobe were versatile. The cowboy hat kept the sun out of their face. It also, they could scoop up water and drink with it and give their horses a drink with it.
Also, the fact that the blankets they use to stop the saddle from hurting the horse doubled as the blanket they use to sleep with.
Yes. So that's why we're stitching on a most versatile whip. Stitch on a project with food on it because the most important person in your cattle drive was your cook. Not only did he feed you, but it was also his job at the end of the night to turn the cook wagon so that the front of the cook wagon, the tongue of the cook wagon, was facing the north star so that the cowboys knew how headed north in the morning. There you go. So stitch on something with food. So my most versatile whip and that one are the same whip because I am using my Stitcher's Heart project because there's a lot going on in it, so it's very versatile and can apply to a lot of different challenges. And it's got food on it, strawberries, tomatoes, and the such. So, to stitch on a whip that keeps you calm, I could probably go with anything because
that doesn't have to do with Disney Princess.
I'm actually probably going to do either one of my single color projects or One Nation because, it's pretty nice to just stitch away and follow the pattern and not have to worry about this color and that color.
Or something like Lady with Dog where you just really, 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 really like it.
True. And that comes from at night, the cowboys would circle the herd and sing songs to them, which is where you get the tradition of the cowboy songs to keep the cattle calm. So, stitch on a whip that is your hallmark. We already talked about cowboys being transplants from other parts of the Americas and even the world, and they sort of became the hallmark of the Wild West. You've already seen that. I will probably do my Sal stitches for this week on Supernatural Sal just because I want to get it to the point where I can start the Supernatural critter that gets released on Friday. I was going to initially, after I finished Peppermint Purple, I know I told you guys this, I was going to switch to Fall on the Farm. I may actually split the month and do like 2 weeks on Supernatural and 2 weeks on Fall on the Farm. Or if the Supernatural is not 300 stitches, just so I can kind of keep up with it. I don't know. I kind of want to keep up with the Supernatural style. If I fall behind, I don't really care.
Can I be honest?
What?
Please, please, tell me a stitch along you've got to put up with. Half of them you start a year after they ended.
He's also not wrong.
Why care?
I don't really care.
Moving along.
All right. That's the prompts for this week. We'll get new monthlies in on Friday, obviously, along with a new weekly. So that's the plans. The announcements. I don't have any announcements.
Y'all are awesome for watching this video.
Which is 3 weeks behind. Again, they were literally quote unquote caught up for like a month, and they're behind again.
Y'all stopped ordering for a couple months, and then you started ordering again as soon as we told you we were caught up.
I really do think that's what happened. I think everybody was like, well, we'll just not order until they get caught up, and then it was like, oh, they're caught up. Let's all order.
I don't want to wait 3 months for it. Crap.
I want the new Mirabilia that was released this month. It's called T.
That's probably not helping either.
Well, they release a Mira. It 1 month it's a Mirabilia. The next month it's at least two Nora Corbetts. I haven't been super excited about the Nora Corbett or Mirabilia releases in the last few months, but I really like T. She does a lot of mermaids. I don't like mermaids. I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to point this out.
I don't
Love
like
me or hate
unicorns.
me.
I don't like unicorns either.
No, the mermaid doesn't like stitching on mermaids. Legit, this woman, if you left her in water for a week, she would be happy.
He's not wrong. I was grilling our supper on Friday night. And I grilled a pork tenderloin, like a whole pork tenderloin. So it needed 10 minutes aside. It was a 20-minute cook. And it was hot. It was like almost 90 Friday. I put it on the grill.
She made it for me for my birthday.
That's what he wanted. So that's what I made. I put it on the grill, set the timer, went and laid on my pool float till the timer went off, and I flipped it over, and then I went back to my pool float.
And I come outside to see how's everything going. And she's sitting on the pool. And I'm like, is this how you normally cook?
If it's warm enough, yep. That's how I normally grill.
That is why I find it funny. She doesn't like to do mermaids when she basically is one.
Joe's like, I married a
fish. Like, I thought I was a fish. Okay. That's 2 different levels of crazy we just had to go by.
What?
The first guy was looking down while driving by where all these kids normally are, and I wanted to look at the guy and be like, pay attention where you're going. The other guy on this road that literally is itself a speed bump. Because the road's like patchwork. I don't think they're ever going to repave it. They just keep patching the crap out of it. I don't even know. I think maybe a quarter of the road is original. The rest is patch. And he's going down on his hog with no hands. I'm like, how are you staying upright?
I'm officially over road construction after today.
Do you want to get me going?
No, I don't.
Let me just put it this way. I was very annoyed coming home today because I'm like, I missed my drive home. I haven't been able to drive my normal way home since April.
Yeah, because they're resurfacing the state
I got at
route
least
that way.
2 months.
And they're resurfacing the state route that way because the state route curves through our town. So going one way out of town, they're resurfacing it, and the other way out of town, they're resurfacing it. And they're probably going to resurface in town eventually because they've been working on the sewer and the drainage.
Next week, they're working on the tracks right in front of our house.
Next week, they're working on the tracks by our house. And today, on my way home from church grocery store in Wellington, I was on one of the back roads, and they were doing like asphalt repair, and the county construction crew guy, standing in my lane with the little stop sign, so I stopped. So I was almost stopped when he flipped the sign and stepped over so I could go through, and it said slow. I was doing 20 miles an hour, and this MFer on the crew stepped in front of my car. I damn near hit him, pardon my French, because he thought 20, because apparently 20 was too fast for him. Like, my car still needs to go so I can drive.
So why did he get in front of you?
So I would slow down because I was going too fast, according to him.
You know what my smart butt would have said? I would have parked, pulled over, and be like, how can I construction guys stepping into the middle of traffic specifically for this reason? Because guess what? Because you were doing half the speed limit. And I'd actually get the guy in trouble.
I don't know if I can call the county.
Stepping into traffic when somebody is coming, gotta be something.
I don't
But
know.
anyway, moving on.
So yeah, I'm over construction today. So that's been our Stitchy week. This is probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy video. Sorry about that, but it is 2 weeks worth. And I do promise...
Wash your shower boxes.
We are. We will get a video in next week at some point. It just is a matter of when. I mean, it might not be until Tuesday evening. We might get it done Monday night because...
We might get it done Sunday, depending on when we get done with the kids.
Well, Sunday night is the fireworks in Wellington, so we're staying at Mom's house until fireworks are over. You know, if Jason and Margie leave right after lunch on Monday and the girls want to come over and swim because it's going to be warm, they can come over and swim and then go home with Mom for dinner.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right. We thank you guys for sticking with us this week and every week for our kind of squirrely.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy bobby, the whole YouTube thing. Because YouTube wants you to do that.
That's what YouTube says we need to do. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.